oh, that's a game I made. Like, everybody makes games, you know?
What's the big thing?
And she starts telling us all about it, and they're like, that's interesting. What are you doing next Wednesday? So that's how we found Anna. So Anna is gonna be our youngest speaker ever. Ever. So we're glad you're here.
Actually, before this, we had a 12-year-old, but yeah, she's
So
definitely.
yeah,
she's
she's 11,
definitely.
so you got it.
Her sister wants to present too, she's 8, so she wants to be
The
here.
right button, right.
You going to start, please?
The one on the right.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you do the color commentary.
Yeah.
That's what I like to split the attention.
Yep.
I just want to say, proud mama moment, of course. My name's Sheila, and we have a lot of people here on Zoom from around the world here to support Anna today.
We have 32 people on Zoom.
And how many do you normally have?
10.
10. So I mean, literally, and then we got Switzerland in the house, I mean, like literally all over the world. So I can't thank you all enough who are here supporting Anna. This is a wonderful moment. So, proud mama. Take it away, kid.
Okay, Anna.
That's gotta be the first hug and kiss we've seen.
How many of you have ever heard me speak before? Raise your hand. It's not surprising because it's the first time I've ever done this before.
Oh,
And that's gonna change today. So my name is Anna, I'm 11 years old, and I live by Walt Disney World. One of the cool things about where I live is that I can see the Disney fireworks from my backyard, and I really love that. So today I'm going to tell you about why gaming shouldn't be a parent's worst nightmare. I'm just going to find out what she despises. And then I'm going to talk about a video game that I built. I'm still working on it. It's not finished, but I think it's pretty good so far. And then my YouTube channel. So, did you know that the average gamer age is actually 35 and 46% of gamers are actually female? I think that's pretty cool because I wouldn't think that before because, like, when you go and search on a whole bunch of, when you search up gamers on YouTube, all you see is a whole bunch of guys. Gaming actually improves problem solving, coordination, and creativity, which is one of the reasons why it shouldn't be my mom's worst nightmare. The global video game market is expected to reach $200 billion this year. And to give you a perspective on that, the gaming industry is larger than the movie and music industries combined.
Yep.
Now let's talk about my video game.
Yeah.
So my video game is called The Four Seasons Obby. It's about the 4 seasons, and you have to get to every different season, and you're supposed to get to winter at the end. It's an obstacle course for children and adults. So what is an obby? The word obby is short for obstacle course. And when you build one on the platform that I'm using, you have to put a whole bunch of different pieces together to make one. So in my game, this is where you would start. To win the game, you have to go through multiple different obbies to get to the winter side of the game, and I think that it's like I had a really good time making the game. It's still not finished, so that means I get to have a more good time making the game, finishing it. And there are 4 different spawn points. Spawn point is where you would appear in the game when you first log on to the game. They're all in spring because if you had one in every single season, then you ended up spawning in winter. Then there's no So there's like these small white houses and trees for just for people to be curious and have fun and walk around. I'm one of those people that just like to do random stuff with games. I just find every way to not do the game. And then there's a big blue mansion in the game that has a maze inside that you have to get through to get to the first obby, which actually makes it more like a scavenger hunt, and you have to like find things different. And plus the walls are invisible, so you can't see them, which makes it even harder. And then when you finally get to the obby, I'm not done with the obby, but you have to get over that glass wall and into the next season, and then you have to hit the checkpoint. So that, like, say you fall during the second obby, you don't have to go all the way back to spring. So moving on, all my gaming adventures and tutorials will be on my YouTube channel, and please be sure to like and subscribe and turn on your notifications so you never miss any of my videos. Scan the QR code or use the link to get to my YouTube channel.
People are scanning. Everybody got scanned good.
It's not good enough.
Well, she'll have one for the, her website on the next one. We'll try that one, and you can go from her website to go.
And then these are my sponsors, and then in the middle I have my website QR code that, as my mom said, you can get to my YouTube channel. Thank you for listening.
All right, questions?
So, as you know, I've been in the game industry a little bit. So, what coding basis do you use, or what, what environment are you in?
Well, first, because I use platform called Roblox Studio, and you have to like, it's like more like a drag and drop the blocks on there, and then they put in the code for you, so that you don't have to change any, you don't have to go type in a whole bunch of Java script.
Okay.
And
Can you tell us a little bit about Roblox?
so Roblox is like a game that holds games and more games and more games. So like there's pretty much every single game you can think of on there. It's just a game. A lot of games on it. Like, you don't have to have Fall Guys and
Right.
race car game and all this different stuff when you could just have it all in one game. There's no point.
Where did you learn how to use that game blocks and coding? Where did that happen?
So during the pandemic, Mommy signed me up for a whole bunch of online classes, and one of them taught me how to build video games on Roblox Studio. So that's how I learned about it.
Here is a great example what parents' role is. Sheila drives every day Anna to MetaHuman in Alabama in Winter Park every day.
Not quite every day, but it is an hour.
Okay.
An hour, one way.
And then MetaHuman takes over and helps her what she is today, helping her curiosity. She is full of curiosity. That's been killed in our education system. That's what we are nurturing. MetaHuman stands for nurturing curiosity, to build innovation and make a lot of success all over the world. That's what I want. And they are going to be in the finals at the Rollins competition. I encourage you to attend that. That on 23rd of March. You'll learn a lot. Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
So when it comes to gaming and the gaming industry, what are you most curious about?
Like, I'm more curious about the stuff that the when I go into Roblox and look at the games that I didn't build, it's a whole bunch of random games. And I try and figure out what they're about, what I'm supposed to do in them, because some of them don't even have a description, which is very confusing. 'Cause really all of them are supposed to have a description. Some people cheat because you're really supposed to put a description in there. And if you don't put the description, some people say, "Oh, this is the game that I put. Here's how to play." And then other people would just be like, "Hi, this is my description."
So you wanna make the games better and like figure out.
I mean, you can't edit someone else's game, but you can like make something similar to their game and just make it better.
Just amazing. What are your Wednesdays like? As far as school is concerned? Are they free in the morning? The reason why I want to bring it up is that there's almost 181 million cups all around the country. Everyone meets at 9 o'clock on Wednesday morning, their local time. So you have a lot of time zones involved. You probably can't do it during the school year, but when you're off, summer, stuff like that, get in the habit of doing, you can do 4 or 5 on a day, depending on what time zones are there. And you're amazing for your age. It's incredible. The other thing, it's not really a criticism. This is trying to help you here. We can read what's on the board. Don't read it word for word for us. Explain it if you have to. Most of it is self-explanatory to us. But you're not really helping us if you're just reading what we can already see. That's just a tip I'm presenting, okay? But you're amazing for 11 years old. You really are. So, after a great start.
I have one question to you and one question to your mom. To you, it's what do you like in your mom and what you don't like in your mom as a parent in terms of in this particular journey
Well, I mean,
in game development? I mean.
like she said when I first started, because for the longest time she wouldn't even let me get Roblox. And then when she finally let me get it, because
How does she understand? How does she
because-
understand that you need to do that?
Well, when I did the class, I needed a Roblox account to be able to get Roblox Studio, so I had to sign into a Roblox account. So she said, "Okay, you can get Roblox, and then when you get Roblox, you can spend an hour on it. You can spend 30 minutes playing Roblox, and then you can spend the other 30 minutes playing making a game." So, but
Thank you.
that
And the question to you: give me 3 parent advice.
Parent advice.
Three best. I mean, I also have.
Number one,
Yes.
I've learned the hard way with a lot of tears. Invest in yourself and turn your alarm off when you're doing something important. Invest in yourself. When I went to go fix Anna, I realized there was a lot I needed to grow here. And as I grew myself, it automatically mirrored. So I despise video games, as she knows. But I'm here to support her. This is what drives her. This is what her passion is. I saw my childhood was not supported in this way. So I wanted to make sure she had a love of learning. So whatever drove her, whatever her superpower was, I wanted to make sure and amplify that. And she's taken that by the reins. So, I mean, she did all of this slideshow by herself. She took the initiative.
In 4 days.
In 4 days. So she accepted it. She was in the emergency room on Thursday. She was in the emergency room on Thursday dealing with stuff. She was out of school most of last week. Friday, she accepted this offer, and of course, just like mommy, she procrastinated to the last minute. So she was up till midnight making these slides. She was sleeping. So good thing we were late, had extra nap in the car. So everything happens for a reason. And also Rachel, I think she was paired with your presentation today for a reason. It's spring break, happened to be a day open. I mean, it couldn't have fit better. Just like everything flows once you start investing in yourself. And life shouldn't be a push, push, push all the time. It should be a flow. And we're looking for that life of ease where we can still capitalize on our passions and our loves, but you can't do that until you find yourself and know, what your passion and what drives you. And she has been my greatest teacher.
I'd like to say one thing about the game industry. So, aside from being a $200 billion a year business, the average salary or compensation in the industry is $125,000. So,
Don't start there.
So,
Right.
yeah. I know developers that are making 2 to 3 times that, so, yeah. There's a
Great
future in it, and we need more women in it.
I was just wondering what your favorite game is. What, how do you relax? What's your favorite game to play?
I like in Roblox, I like doing obbies that have like really bright, vibrant colors.
Okay.
That's what's calming to me.
When you were inside the mansion, it reminded me of the whole memory, learning to memorize things. They call it memory palaces. And you put things in certain places, certain rooms, and in your mind, you go back through that palace going, okay, this was in this room, and then this is next. And that's something you could, I don't know how flexible the gaming development is, but if it could be some sort of memory thing that helps the clue, to move to the next level, that could really open up a lot of, educational training. It's like, wow, my memory's getting better playing this game. So I thought.
I think, can we been waiting patiently?
Question for Mom, are you a public speaker? Because if you're not,
I
you should
am
be.
not. I actually have been a bartender most of my life, so I put up with, I think it's
There you
easier to
go.
put up with drunk as children sometimes.
No, you are a
So
public
You are a
speaker.
public speaker. So I'm an unpaid psychologist, but I got into the entrepreneurial world just at the height of the pandemic. It was either sink or swim, and I jumped. And the biggest thing I've found is a supportive community. Eric has been saying, it doesn't matter if you don't know what you want to do, just come speak, just come speak. I'm like, I don't know. And I finally got brave enough, I was gonna come meet with him, tell him I was gonna come speak, and someone hijacked the conversation, and here we go.
You're
So-
obviously a great influence for your daughter.
Thank you so much, thank you. Well, she makes it pretty easy, makes it pretty easy. Dan?
I know it's the custom to ask the presenter a question, but I'd like to ask all the adults in the room, when was the last time you asked a young person for advice? That's what happened on Friday when I met Anna. I asked her, how did you build this? How did you design it? What's your motivation? And look what's happened. She's learned to communicate. She's learned to present her ideas to a room of people, and she's going to lose her fear of presenting to the public. So ask questions to young people.
Yeah. And the power, it empowers so much. When we left that day, I said, Anna, you just stepped into your power. This is what it means. You just commanded 3 grown men who were jumping over to see your computer screen to ask you questions.
Mhm.
You have the power. We all have the power within us. And for her to be brave enough to come up and speak in front of everyone, and it's because the fuel, the energy of support, and it does take a village to raise a child, and I have not done this alone. I've had, just like I said, the communities here from around the world that I've built for us to support us in this wonderful way of thinking, open mind, curiosity, take the lead, visit your inner thoughts to be able to come out here and make a difference, because we all need each other, especially after the last couple of years what's going on. And that's what's made the difference. And since I've gotten the confidence, it's spilled over to her. Of course, they're kids. Like, she had knots in her stomach. We're human, we were both nervous, and I was like, okay, I gotta calm myself, because I was just going straight to her. So we had ups and downs, highs and lows just over the last 4 days over this. She's like, oh, what have I gotten myself into? I've got to do data. I was like, well, you said yes, that's a win. We celebrated every win on the way. No matter what happened today, it was a win because she said yes.
I want to add what Dan said, that's so critical. All my mentees all over the globe are younger than me, and they are my mentors. I learn from everybody something new. Okay? That's how I build my knowledge. Okay? I think that's a great idea. This is an amazing example. If the parents can start focusing on the future, kids are our future, believe it or not. And we are losing that right now in this country. So I think this is a fantastic example, and you should go all over the country, present everywhere, all over 1 million cups. A lot of people can learn a lot very fast from you.
Thank you. And parenting is not given the credit it's meant to. Like, we are gifted as parents a job that is so special and not valued. And I'm so grateful that I was able to find the value in that and be able to harness, because I've become a professional parent, and it doesn't pay very well, but I know we have the biggest job to carve the next generation, to carve what our society's gonna look like, and fueling into this has been the fuel for me. So, and it's wonderful, we can't feel any better, I feel high on life.
It pays well when they become great.
Yeah, we'll do it together. Luckily, they're old enough when I found it, because they said, you know, you've got to get your children to this point by 7 years old, and then they're imprinted. And I started when my youngest was 7. I was like, oh, I already messed up. There's no going back. But you know, there's some people that never find this life. They never find these resources. They never find this information. So it's never too late.
Hi. I was just curious, what are your goals next? So are you interested to advertise this video game and get people to buy it when you're finished? Are you looking to build other projects? Are you doing this just as a hobby, or do you want to look into it as a career, those types of things?
Well, I'm doing it as a hobby, and I'm gonna make other games too, and I would post those, how I make them on my YouTube channel for like tutorials. So, like, I'm doing it as a hobby, but I can also, I can post it on my YouTube channel, and it's been a lot of fun doing all this.
Are the other games you're gonna create also gonna be hobbies?
I don't know yet. Why are you asking that? Is it because you want to play them?
And how much would you pay to play them?
There you go. Winning question.
Here we go.
You'll get VIP treatment, that will work. You've been here from the beginning. Any other questions?
What would you tell your friends, what advice would you give your friends to start their own business?
Like, I mean, I don't exactly consider this a business. I think this is more of just like making something big out of doing your hobbies. So just do what you love, and that can be a business.
Yes.
Awesome.
It's an advice for adults.
So,
Go back to your child, Jim.
yeah.
Go back
So,
to your child.
I have a final question for you, but I will say that you are fortunate to be in this room, because this is the room filled with people who figured that out. Not as early as you did, but we figured out, what do we like to do? What would I rather do more than anything else? First. Second was, how can I make money at that? So I'm a writer. I love to write, and I'm fortunate that I get paid for doing the thing that I love. But I know so many people who they have never figured out what they love to do, and they never get to do it for a living. You know, there are people who are doctors and lawyers, and they make a lot of money, and they hate it. They got into it because their parents said, you need to be a doctor, you need to be a lawyer. And they didn't want to, but they got so much pressure. And so the thing that they love to do, maybe they love doing art, maybe they love making music, but they never had the chance to pursue that or to do the things that they love. And so some people like computer programming, some people like writing, some people like event planning. And then they're fortunate enough to find that, hey, I can actually make money at this. So you figured that out now, when there are people in their 50s who still don't know that. So kudos to you. So the question is, what can we as a community do for you? And then I will ask Sheila the same thing.
Well, one thing is that help as much support as possible. If you scan my QR code on here, there's a way to support me on my website, and spread the word to all your friends, family, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel.
Social media is everything right now.
All right, Sheila, what can we as a community do for you?
Well, I don't want to steal her limelight. I will come have my own presentation, I promise. But for me, you know, just continue to support as you have. You know, support is everything, and that's what's allowed me to get to this point with Anna and her to have the confidence with all my communities that have poured into her. And, you know, like I said, I figured out I loved being a parent. I love being around my daughter, and that's what I wanted to, my daughter, the one's gonna be coming up pretty soon. She wants to present. But it's so fulfilling to see them thrive, and it empowers me as well. So thank you guys all so much, and supporting her is supporting me. Yes. And I'll be back. Don't worry.
Thank you very much.
This is probably the most active chat we've had.
Save the chat, save the
It
chat.
is the most active
It
chat
is.
we've had.
And most
99
people, we
plus.
hit, 67 people.
Wow.
So, I'm sad at the fact that about half of you will not be back. I think Anna's gonna be in charge of membership from now on. You're speaking every week.
Hey, for coffee and donuts, we'll be back.
Oh, yeah. But, next week, we will be hearing from Central Florida Tech Grove and Carroll and Logue. We have a Logue, we have another Logue, so. And, Dennis Poppe of Seed Funders, we're gonna be hearing from him, so, hopefully you can all make it. If you are on the Zoom call, you can download the chat. If you want a copy of the chat, email me at erikdeckers@gmail, ERIK.deckers@gmail.com. I'll send you a copy of the chat. A lot of hand clapping emojis, so you'll definitely want to see that.
If I may add, Seed Funders is probably the most prolific investor and investment group in Central Florida.
Yep.
And that's from Tampa to Daytona.
So if you are looking for any kind of investment, capital venture, this is the week to be here. Join us on meetup.com. That's where, like I said, that's where we post our announcements every week and where you can get the Zoom call for the meeting. And then finally, connect with somebody that you met here today. There is a Foxtail Coffee, but I always promote independent coffee shops over big chain coffee because when you spend $1 at a local entrepreneur, 40 cents of that dollar stays in the community. If you go to Starbucks or the large chain, 13 cents stays in the community. So if you want to help Orlando grow and your community grow, shop local. Visit the local. Foxtail is a chain, but it's a local chain. They started here in Orlando, and now they're growing by leaps and bounds. And I think half of that is just on my money. So, so anyway, thank you all for coming, and we will see you next week.
Thank you.